Hey Burnout Crew, welcome back to the Burnout Block. So if you guys remember, it's been a couple months since we've had a daily driver. I've been daily driving the G6 around for the past probably 3 or 4 months. Ever since we lost the cruise, I've been looking for another daily driver. I know you guys saw the thumbnail. I know you guys are really excited. A couple of you that know me personally know what car it is, and you've already seen it. But for the most of you, you have no clue what it is, unless you keep track on our Instagram, and you might have seen a hint a couple months back of what car I wanted. But we're gonna go ahead and reveal it right now. We got a 2018 Infiniti Q50. So this is a Q50 3.0T. It's a twin-turboed 3-liter V6. It's got a 7-speed automatic in it, and it's all-wheel drive. We got it with 70,000 miles on it, and as you can see, it's got a good amount of modification already. This car is super clean, and it's built exactly how I'd want it to be. So we got some Autohan wheels on here. Don't mind them being wet, I just washed them. Super clean. These are AFF7s, and they're 19s. So they look really good on this car. Obviously you got the 3.0T badge there. You've got these carbon fiber mirror caps, which look super nice. Nice one-way tinted windows, so they're nice and dark from the outside, but nice and bright from the inside. You've got carbon fiber matching here on the door handles, and that's on all 4 doors. Got a nice meaty tire set up here in the back. These are 275s. Nice good fitment right along there. This car is sitting on BC Racing coilovers, so it's got a good amount of adjustability in the suspension for future wheel and tire combos that we might put on the car. It's got a pretty good exhaust too. We don't know what brand exhaust it is, but it doesn't have a muffler, it just has a resonator. It sounds pretty good when you're driving. We've also got this aftermarket lip spoiler right here, which we might swap out for a carbon fiber one down the road, but it looks fine for now being paint matched. The car is super clean. We went down to Kentucky to pick this up. It was about a 3-hour drive, and I gotta say, it was 100% worth it. Let's open up the interior here. Got black leather on the inside, the brown wood accent. This car is 5 years old, but it looks like these seats have never been sat in. I was really surprised about the condition of the interior on this car. As you can see, nice and pretty up to date, honestly, in here. Got a nice carbon fiber inlay on the steering wheel that was added here, which is super nice. It's got a nice glossy finish. You got 2 screens here, your display screen and then your touch screen with all your controls along the sides. Got this nice Infiniti shifter right here. Give them a little storage down here. Cup holders, you got your drive mode select, your menu select for your display screen. Nice leather interior here. Good amount of space in the back seats as well. We've also got a sunroof up here, which is pretty nice. With the windows down, the breeze coming through feels really nice. Hey, look, there's a camera. So let's go ahead and start her up. Nice Infiniti right there on the screen. Don't mind the flashing, that's just because of the camera. So yeah, pretty nice here on the inside. Pretty comfortable. The seats are very nice. The 3-hour drive back from the dealership, I wasn't uncomfortable at all. It was very comfortable. The AC is super cold in this car, so it being June now, it kept me nice and cold on the way back. So you guys could probably hear from that startup, it's not super loud in the lower RPM, which is nice because the exhaust sounds really nice and loud. It has a nice tone when you get on it, but when you're cruising anywhere between that like 1,000 to 2,000 mark, it's super quiet on the highway, especially when you have the windows up. So right here's the idle of the car. and super quiet when it's just sitting here. We'll go ahead and look in the engine bay. We got the nice Infinity V6 twin turbo badges right there. This thing has dual AN intakes on each side for each turbo, as well as dual HKS blow-off valves right there. So what's nice about the dual HKS blow-off valves is that the spring on the blow-off valve is way tighter than your common blow-off valve. So instead of making, you know, a psh every time you shift or let off the gas or anything, it holds the power a lot better. And it doesn't make a lot of noise to where it's annoying anytime you're just driving the car and it's making a bunch of blow-off noises. It still makes them, which is nice because I do want to hear them every once in a while, but I don't want that every time I let off the gas or have to hit the brakes or whatever. So it's nice and smooth anytime we're driving around. And I gotta say, I love this white paint. The white LED lights match the white paint really well, which matches the silver wheels really well. And I gotta say, overall, I really love this car. We got a pretty good deal on it too. I won't give out any numbers, but for what the car has, it does have a couple cosmetic issues. You know, there's some scratches here and there. The front lip here was broken off in the middle by the previous owner, but unless you're super close, you can't really tell. It just looks like a little like additional lips from a distance, but that'll get replaced eventually. We are getting new tires since the front tires are super stretched. You can see how much of the wheel is exposed here. I don't like that. I like it when it's flush against the tire, nice and meaty like the back is set up. It just got some small cosmetic things. There's like a small dent right here that you can barely see. Like I said, the spoiler will get replaced eventually because it's a little loose. You can see the fitment along here, got a little bit of a gap here. We'll eventually replace that as well. Other than that, I mean, the car's super clean. It's had touch-ups here and there, but for it being a 2018, pretty well taken care of. So I'm very happy to have gotten the car for what we got it for. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys listen to the exhaust real quick, and then we'll take it on a test drive. So we're here in the Q50. Took a minute to set the camera up, a little bit difficult. We're gonna go test drive a little bit, show you guys what it sounds driving around with the windows up and then with the windows down. Maybe do a couple pulls, and other than that, just gonna drive around a little bit. Gonna slowly back out of the driveway, hopefully not scrape. Scraped a little bit. Got the front two windows down. Honestly, pretty quiet, so I'm sure you guys can hear. It's about 1500 RPM, going about 25 right now, and it's pretty quiet, which is something I like. I like that it's quiet when it needs to be, because it's also loud when it needs to be. It doesn't drone super bad, unless you're going like, I don't know, I think like 2000 RPM tends to drone somewhat if you're on the highway in like 4th gear. But honestly, 99% of the time there's no drone to this car. Yeah, there's a little bit of noise when you speed up. I'm going about 30 right now. Just getting on a road.
Focus. Speed. I am speed.
I really like the noise level because it makes it to where I can enjoy the car. It's a comfortable, nice car to daily drive. It doesn't attract attention from the cops other than its looks. So there's like, you're not gonna get pulled over for this car being too loud unless you're on it, because just driving around like this, going 45 right now, there's barely any noise, which is really nice, and I really enjoy that. I'll go ahead and put the windows up so you guys can hear how quiet it is. It's dead silent here. You really, even when you get on it with the windows up, it's a lot harder to hear than on the outside of the vehicle, which I love how quiet the interior of this is. Obviously, you know, comparing it to the G6 with its bare metal interior, not really a fair comparison, but I love that this doesn't, like, the exhaust isn't so overbearing that you have to also hear it when the windows are up. You know, some cars, when you have the windows up, the vibration of the exhaust makes it like a like you're sitting in a tin can basically, and the vibrations of the exhaust echo within the car, and the drone of the exhaust makes it a horrible experience to daily drive whatever vehicle that might be. But driving this one, whatever kind of sound deafening they have built into the car, even with the tiny bit of drone it has, just cancels it out, and there's not much extra noise being made on the inside of the car because the windows are up and because it has that small little room now. Even getting on a little bit there, that was about 4,000 RPM. You can't really hear it that much with the windows up. You can hear the top end of the drone, or the top end of the exhaust when you're getting to those higher RPM, and it's getting that whoa kind of sound, but it's not overly aggressive. So we're gonna go ahead and pull over so you guys can get some more exhaust clips. I couldn't rev up too much because I was in a neighborhood, but we're gonna go ahead and pull in here so you guys can get some clips. So I'm gonna give it a couple light revs just while we're inside the car with the windows up, so you guys can hear what it sounds like with the noise, but from within the car. So as you guys can hear, it's got a pretty aggressive sound in the 4,000 up range. It's not as loud in the 6,000 to 7,000 RPM range that I'd want it to be, but thankfully it is a comfortable sounding exhaust to have on a daily driver. It has a smooth yet aggressive tone, especially after you get to that 4,000 up range. But in that 1,000 to 3,000 range, I mean, you get a little bit of that turbo noise, you get a little bit of that rev, but you get a pretty smooth sounding exhaust for a daily driver, and a pretty quiet one at that, which I really like. We're gonna go ahead and keep driving around. It is starting to sprinkle, so it might start to rain while we drive, but we're gonna go ahead and drive around a little bit more. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and continue this drive. I'm going to get on it a little bit here so you guys can hear what it sounds like. The windows down, somewhat of a takeoff. 1.5 right there. As you hear, when you get in that higher RPM range, you get more of that turbo kicking in. So when you get up there, you do hear the turbo spooling. You do hear the blow-off valve a little bit when you let off, which is nice. It's nice to still be able to hear that stuff, but not have it completely drown out everything you're doing. Let's put the windows back up. We'll do the same thing, but with the windows up. So even with the windows up, you still get a nice little bit of noise. You still get to hear those turbos kick in a bit more. You get a consistent exhaust note too, which I really like. So that has been our review of our new car, the 2018 Q50. I'm so happy to have this car in the fleet. I love how this thing looks. It is just a very attractive vehicle. It's very comfortable. It sounds good. Honestly, having this in the Burnout Block fleet is probably the biggest upgrade we've ever had on the channel. What's nice is that I can finally take a car to a car show. The G6 wasn't super clean, at least to my standards for showing off at a car show. And now I finally have something that we can hook up with Aaron, who you guys know from the past on our Instagram. We've hooked up with before. Me and him with his Civic can take this and the Civic to car shows. Paige might also be doing some modifications to her new truck. She sold her Jeep Wrangler and picked up a 2016 Silverado, which she might be doing some modifications to, though she is also using it as her work truck. So we don't know what all she will be doing yet, but for right now, having this in the fleet has been a big upgrade, and I'm very excited to see where we go with this car. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is a big upgrade. I'm so happy to finally have a new daily driver, 1, and 2, a nice show car that we can take to car shows, show off, race a little bit, but mainly the idea is to have this as the show car, have the G6 as the project car / race car, and that's what we'll be for going forward. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Follow the Burnout Block at the Burnout Block on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Make sure to subscribe. We'll see you next time.